journalists around, Madam CEO, thank you so much for holding this. I've had something that has triggered my mind, and I would love to, one, hope that people of Angola understand that if we still have doubts about the origin of the Ankole cattle, the Uganda, as they usually do, will own it. Growing up,
that's a good one.
I learned that all chicken, Uganda, all chicken, apart from those that look malnourished, we used to call them Nkoko and Yolo, those that used to look malnourished. So, looking at this beautiful creature that we have, and we still have doubt amongst us on where it comes from. It doesn't come from Ethiopia, it doesn't come from India, it doesn't come from the Middle East. It comes from Ankole, it comes from Uganda. So our effort should be geared towards making the world understand that this is ours, this is our heritage, and we must do as much as we can to safeguard this precious heritage of ours. I think the most interesting thing, I think Amos talked about it, that the Ankole cattle gives us an opportunity to allow as many people as possible to take part in the tourism value chain in regards to the domestic product. I think this is the first domestic animal that we are gazetting as a tourism product. And we need to use as much effort as possible, because those of us that have been to the national parks will bear the witness that when you go to Queen Elizabeth National Park, they will tell you that you're going to see the climbing lions. I think my first time in Queen Elizabeth National Park, we spent a full day walking around, driving in the park, and we were not able to see the climbing lions. We were so unlucky. We never saw the climbing lions. But when you tell somebody that you're taking them for an experience of the Ankole cattle, like it or not, it is a sure deal. They must get the experience. Because the Ankole cattle is within our control. It is in our farms, it is in our homesteads. Growing up, my father was one of the most prestigious people in our village, that he owned a Gaju and a Ugondo. He owned those two species of the Ankole cattle. And that brings me here to tell the rest of the world and Uganda that this is not about Ankole, because Herbert here educated me recently that Uganda actually owns 60% of the Ankole cattle. 60% of the Ankole cattle in the counties of Bulemezi, Bururi, Mawogola, Liantonde, and Gomba, 60% of this special breed. So I think people must understand that when you talk about the Ankole cattle, we are talking about Uganda. And if, if Uganda hosts 60%, it is quite sure that these animals are not only owned by the Baganda or the Banyankole, because Uganda is a cosmopolitan community. We have people from across the country. So there's a high possibility that of the 60%, cattle that we have in Uganda, the entire Uganda owns that 60%. You'll find people from the north, people from the east, having farms in Ngoma, having farms in Gomba and Zimbabwe. So we must all do as much as we can and give the push that this product needs. And I think, like Amos said, those that are supposed to document the story of the Ankole cattle have no excuse, because the cattle is part of us. This is something that we live as culture. They speak about us, everything that we do. These animals are part of us. We use them in our different culture engagements and everything that we do. So for us, from the heritage perspective, from the cultural heritage perspective, the preservation of these special species It's not just about tourism only, but also speaks about our existence as the people of this country. Because if we use the cattle to marry wives, that means the cattle support our procreation as people that use this cattle. So if you don't have the cattle, obviously, you can hardly marry in Angola if you don't have cattle. I think I've had friends that want to marry in Angola and they are told to bring 100 heads of cattle and they start crying. Why are you crying? If you want better things, you should be able, to pay for them. So this speaks to us, and we must do as much as we can to have this special breed, kept. So I would like to close this by calling upon all of us, those in the tourism, industry and those outside tourism. This, some people look at tourism as only beneficial to those in the industry, but even those outside the industry, the guys that are manufacturing the grass for the cattle, if we promote this thing and it brings in a lot of money, they'll eventually benefit. Those that sell the milk in the evening in our villages, in our towns, they also benefit from this special thing. So we must make Uganda understand that this is not about Juliana, it's not about Herbert here, it's not about Edmund, but it's about all of us, and we must strive to give it the push that it deserves. Sana Sajja Kabaka.